All right, a partial government shutdown may be just hours away. And during that last-minute meeting at the White House, President Trump and congressional leaders unfortunately failed to broker a deal.
That's right. The clock is ticking. Doug Luzader joining us live with more on this. Doug, good morning.
Bob and Araxia, good morning. The clock is ticking. We have federal agencies now really across the Capitol bracing for what now seems to be inevitable, and that is a partial government shutdown tonight. Democratic leaders emerged from the West Wing of the White House yesterday, empty-handed and casting blame.
The government shuts down. It's because Republicans have decided to shut the government down and hurt the American people.
About the only point of agreement, the meeting between the president and congressional leaders from both parties appeared to go nowhere.
Their hypocrisy is just breathtaking, and it's shameless, and it was on display in the Oval Office.
Republicans want a short-term deal that continues current funding as is while negotiations continue. Democratic leaders, under pressure to stand up to the president, are demanding more money for public broadcasting and a renewal of COVID-era health insurance subsidies. Both sides are taking a risk because voter anger can point in either direction as shutdown signs begin popping up at government sites across the country. And ultimately, the president has some flexibility in how a shutdown rolls out. And there is already talk of permanent layoffs for federal workers.
One White House official told me that they are planning to, quote, inflict maximum pain on Democrats for this. So they are very bullish that they can come out the other side of this in a better position than their opposing party.
And you look at Congress right now, the House really isn't even in town. The Senate is going to take up a measure that the House already passed to keep funding at current levels for a few more weeks while talks continue, but that is not expected to get through the Senate today. You need buy-in from both parties, and it just isn't there. Bob and Araxia.
You showed us some of the signs there in Washington, Doug, already preparing to close. Perhaps some of the museums there at national parks will probably see a temporary closure there as well. But I think for the people at home, they're most concerned about their Social Security checks, what's going to happen with that, and federal workers.
Well, Social Security checks will still be mailed. The mail will still be delivered. A lot of other things, though, including museums, as you mentioned, will shut down. As far as federal workers are concerned, it comes down to that delineation of whether they're essential or non-essential as to whether they have to continue working. They will all get paychecks. That is a federal law now, but they may be delayed until after, the shutdown, if it happens, until after it ends.
You said essential, non-essential workers, and it took me back to when COVID started. Do you remember? There was the categories people were divided in. Not very good memories. All right, well, it's not looking good, but we'll continue to follow the story, of course, Doug, and check in with you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
President Trump addresses hundreds of U.S. military senior commanders at an in-person meeting at the Marine Corps base in Quantico, Virginia. Among the topics, Trump explained the changing of the name of the Defense Department to the War Department.
The name change reflects far more than the shift in branding. It's really a historic reassertion of our purpose and our identity and our pride. That's when we go with the word war. And, we want war because we want to have no wars, but you have to be there, and, sometimes you have to do it.
The president went on to say he has the commanders back. The meeting was called by War Secretary Pete Hegseth, who declared an end to, quote, woke culture in the military and announced new directives for troops that include gender-neutral or male-level standards for physical fitness.